As you may be aware of, this channel used to cover some sovereign citizen content. Sovereign citizens, of course, are people who believe that most laws do not apply to them, especially those that are on the state level regarding licensing, driver's license, registration, insurance, and things of that nature. They believe that those laws do not apply to them because they use pseudo-legal arguments to do it. But what if I told you that in the DoorDash food delivery community, there has been a few combination events where DoorDash drivers have used the sovereign citizen argument in traffic stops on the side of the road. I'm going to tell you what they do, and I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't do in this episode today. So let's get down to of course, the sovereign citizen movement, a lot of regular arguments. And I'm going to have a video in the description from Sergeant Curtis, one of my favorite sovereign citizen channels, of a DoorDasher that is using the sovereign citizen argument on the side of the road to say that they don't have to show a license, but they don't have to have registration, and it contains all of the usual sovereign citizen arguments about I'm not driving, I'm traveling, I have a right to travel according to the 14th Amendment. The gist of it is, you do have the right to travel under the 14th Amendment, but it does not protect a specific method of travel. So I have the right to travel tomorrow to Colorado to visit my family and to bowl in a professional amateur tournament. But I've bought a ticket on Delta Airlines. I'm going to trust their pilots to get me there. I'm not going to fly the plane myself. That would be stupid. But anyway, this DoorDash driver tried to make these arguments on the side of the road that they didn't have to have a driver's license to drive while they're delivering food. So I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't do, and I'm going to tell you what's probably going to happen to this guy. And I'm going to use my own personal experience to prove it. And I did have a traumatic brain injury about 4 years ago. I did have a seizure while driving an Uber passenger about 3 years ago. That said, the state of Minnesota requires me to verify, or at least have my neurologist verify, that I am firmly capable of traveling. And there's a form that they have to sign in return. Now, last year I didn't do this in a timely manner, and so therefore, unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know it, my driving privileges were suspended. And DoorDash actually found out. This is how I found out that the state even did this, is because DoorDash found out. This guy, DoorDash, is going to find out that he has been charged with a felony and charged with not providing license, proof of registration, etc. upon demand by this officer. And the funniest part about this one is that a lot of sovereign citizens like to make the difference between driving commercially, that driving is a term for commercial use only. Well, guess what? This idiot was actually in a commercial purpose, delivering for DoorDash. An actual sovereign citizen who is actually operating in commerce, which comes from an outdated definition of employed by an outdated version of Black's Law Dictionary, which is not the law, by the way. Laws are derived by the states, and they're derived from the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, not the 14th. So this is where these two worlds collide in this video, and it's classic. Please take a look below, and please run over to Sergeant Curtis's channel. Drop him a subscription. He's very good at this, by the way. Very, very good. As a former officer in larger cities, such as, in particular, he usually mentions Las Vegas. He's worked for the Vegas Metro Police Department. It is a very large one. So here's what's going to happen to this guy. DoorDash is going to find out that he's been charged with this and likely convicted of not showing a license registration, and his driving privileges probably already were suspended, and if they were, they're going to find that out too, because they found out with me, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even get involved in a traffic stop. I was never pulled over. But they found out anyway. They're going to find out, and he is going to be deactivated from the platform. I guarantee it, if he hasn't already. It's a guarantee. I'm willing to bet my future earnings on it. If you are pulled over by the police, and I was recently, turns out being my rear brake light was out, they could pull you over for equipment violations too. But here's what you need to do as a dasher, okay? You want to show them, well, first of all, your driver's license. Second of all, your insurance. And this officer was nice enough to allow me to show him my digital copy of my insurance card, which is what they usually give these days. He let me off with what's called a fix-it ticket, which means all I had to do was promise I was going to go in there and get these bulbs replaced, which I did the next day, by the way. And so, if you are a dasher or an Uber Eats driver, do not go down the sovereign citizen path. If you do, the companies are going to find out and you're going to be kicked off the platform very fast. Also, having that on your record is also going to make it very difficult for you to get on board with any other platform out there. These are usually felonies. And you get that felony on your record, you're going to get rejected by every platform out there. I guarantee it. Show them your license, show them your proof of registration, and your proof of insurance. And you should be good to go. They're not going to make it any more difficult for you than it already is. And if it's a minor violation like that, they'll probably just let you off with a warning. And I told the officer thank you, because I was like I said before, I operate in a semi-rural area. It was dark. It was after 8:30 p.m. I'm on a dark back road in a rural area west of town. I thanked him because I said, you know what? If you hadn't done this, if I hadn't been told to get this fixed, I'd be dead in the water some night out there. So do not do the sovereign citizen script. Do not, if your license somehow gets suspended, and in my case it was without my knowledge, you do not want to do this. These sovereign citizen gurus, as they call themselves, advertise these as solutions for your problems. It's not going to save your dashing career. It's not going to save your ability to Uber Eats drive. It's not going to help you in that case whatsoever. In fact, it's going to put a big old black mark on your record that says, please don't hire me. It's going to put a big old record that might also just say, I can't be trusted to be onboarded on any delivery platform whatsoever. That would include Spark. That would include, any other platform out there. Shipped. They check driver's license backgrounds. Every one of them does. They check court records. They check all these things. If you go down the sovereign citizen trap, you are doomed. Your ability to drive and earn will be toast. They will find out, and it doesn't take them very long. It takes them less than a month, usually. In my case, it took like 2 weeks. I was deactivated, and I didn't even know that my license had been suspended. I just woke up one day, and I couldn't log into DoorDash. So there it is, guys. Where the sovereign citizen and DoorDash worlds collide. Watch the video. Subscribe to Sergeant Curtis. Drop a comment below if you've ever been in this situation. And if you are ever tempted to go this route, for the love of God, please don't. Just stay out of it. Do everything you can to get your record clear. Keep your record clear. And you don't want that felony in your record if you ever are in a point where you need to get hired for a W-2 job. It definitely blocks you there. That's been in the media for a long time. You have a felony on your record for using the sovereign citizen argument as a DoorDasher. It's going to prevent you from getting W-2 employment. And given how hard and how difficult it is to be lucrative on these delivery platforms these days, that's going to kill you in the end. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. So don't do it. Just don't. Again, drop a comment below if you've ever been in this situation, and let me know if I'm wrong. But in this case, I'm pretty sure I'm not. Anyhow, that's it, folks. We'll see you later, and peace out, homies.